Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Disappointed, relieved, rejected, proud. A wide range of emotion in Indiana in the wake of Amazon's decision to select New York City and Northern Virginia for new headquarters operations. The Indy bid team worked very hard for 14 months on the proposal and through the process, talking with Amazon officials as recently as last week. Amazon called the Indy region's proposal one of the two most creative and high-quality bids of the more than 200 received. For some behind-the-scenes perspective on the Amazon bid, let's bring in a member of the Indianapolis bid team, Genovis Executive Managing Director Larry Gigerich. And Larry, as always, welcome to the program.
Great, thanks, Gary. 14
months, a lot of hype. You blow all the smoke away. How do you think Indianapolis competed for in Amazon's, I guess, opinion of the city?
Yeah, no question. I think the Indy region showed very well and competed well. I mean, think about 238 proposals initially, being one of the 20 finalists, and then having an opportunity to really go back to them when they came in for their visit and say, here's everything that we can do to meet your needs. I think it positioned the region very well.
Yeah, Indy, again, top 20. Do you have a feeling that it was a tighter number than that? Do you think Indianapolis, for example, might have been in the top 5 at the end of the day?
Yeah, I think so. I think clearly based on all the feedback that we received, if there was a final 5 or 6 places that they would have really focused on and announced publicly they were focusing on, I think we would have been there.
Mm-hmm. Amazon officials came in for a visit in March and went to a number of places. Talk about that visit, some of the things that happened, and maybe some of the things Amazon was impressed with and maybe not so impressed with.
Yeah, clearly it was a whirlwind visit for them. I mean, they had 20 visits to make across the country. They took their entire project team to each site, which was great, so that there was consistency there. I think they clearly walked away impressed by our downtown and really impressed by the public sector, private sector, and philanthropic community and their work together. And then finally, they noted the diversity of living choices in central Indiana. You could live in a rural setting or you could be in an urban setting within 30 minutes.
How about on the negative side? What didn't they like? What did they question?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from the beginning, we realized based on our population size that the talent question was the biggest one, and we knew that was going to be the key driver for their decision. And I think based on our population size, really understanding could we have met all of their goals.
Yeah. Some feel as though Indy may have, quote unquote, dodged a bullet by not getting the Amazon deal. Some in the technology community, John McDonald, CEO and a high profile tech guy, he had this to say when we talked to him earlier this week.
I kind of think a part of me thinks we dodged a bullet, because I want people to think a little bit about what would have happened if we had gotten the nod on that. Our home prices would have gone through the roof. Our transportation issues would have become crushing. We already have 1,000 open software development jobs in the city. That will get a lot worse. And then we'll be fighting Amazon for people to build our businesses. The truth is, we want to grow our tech economy. We don't want to have it taken over.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't disagree that there have been significant changes in the market, both in terms of the technology companies that are here, home prices, infrastructure issues, no doubt about it. The flip side of that, though, is I think we as a region and as a state have to decide if we want to grow, and if so, what does that look like? Because if we continue to have a slow rate of growth, we're not going to be able to achieve everything economically that we want to.
Is that the key, maybe in the postmortem, if you will, that Indianapolis and more broadly Indiana really need to look at bigger ideas and projects and things that attract and keep talent?
Yeah, I think clearly things that are bold and aspirational, whether they're investments in quality of place, talent programs, and there's some things that have started. Next level jobs on the talent side I think will help, but we have to invest in ourselves and have sustainable tools that let us do that.
What was the talent? It was interesting to me that Amazon picked Nashville over in Indianapolis for a distribution hub. That kind of surprised me. Is that a talent play there in part?
Yeah, I think so. While demographically we look very much like Nashville today, the one or two differences that are key, one, they're growing about twice as fast as we are, but also what the type of people they're attracting are a little more well educated than what we're attracting here. And I think that did play into it. And there were some connections between the Amazon team and Nashville as well that go back in the past.
Yep. All right, Larry Gigerich from Genovis, some great perspective on one of the big economic development announcements and deals of the year, to be certain. Thanks for joining us as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.